I don't know what's going on with the WNBA MVP market. Caitlin Clark is still plus 225, even though she's missed like damn near half the games for Indiana, and she hasn't really played well in the games that she's been playing. And then on the flip side of it, the breaking news out of Minnesota is that Nafisa Collier will play tonight. Nafisa Collier, your favorite to win WNBA MVP, is returning after missing a couple games due to a back injury. The Lynx, they've been the best team so far this year in the WNBA. And right now, Collier at BetMGM minus 250. It's not fun to bet that price, but dude, I'd bet it. And I did bet it earlier today. Like, I bet even minus 300. I think if Collier is back and she plays the way she's been playing prior to the injury, this award is hers, barring another injury. Like, she is going to win this award. There's no other competition. Clark is not playing well. She's hurt. Asia Wilson, she's fine, but she's been hurt a little bit, and the team stinks. And oh, by the way, she won the award last year, which hasn't happened, a repeat winner since the WNBA started, with Cynthia Cooper winning the first three. Like, there's no competition. I would love it for it to be Brianna Stewart. People don't seem to be into her. She's already won the award twice. I think everyone's just kind of done giving her the award. She's kind of like Giannis, is what I equated her to. Like, everyone's like, oh, like, can Giannis win MVP? No, he can't, because everyone's just done giving him the award. Everyone's done giving Brianna Stewart the award, so I see no competition for Napheesa Collier. Like, her competition is staying healthy. If she stays healthy, she will be your WNBA. I don't know why I keep calling her WNBA MVP.
Yeah, there's a lot of letters to dissect there, but yeah, there's a lot of
word salad,
and there's a lot of, I would say, layers to the WNBA markets right now. I'll start with the MVP situation. Yeah, we don't like laying $2 for a bet that's not going to cash for 3-4 months, but there are ways that you can make that wager and then earn off of it. First of all, you could take your, like, for example, if we think Nafisa Collier is going to come back tonight, by the way, market moving in Minnesota's favor, they're up to about almost a 4-point favorite at some shops here in town. So I think that's kind of your indicator that the market expects Collier to be back, and hopefully she plays well. You can make that bet tonight, parlay it with, I don't know, a random baseball bet to get those odds to plus money, right? Like, get a win under your belt, get those odds to plus money, and a bet that you already were going to make tonight. Like, let's say you like, for me, Cleveland, St. Louis, Nerfy. All right, pair it with Nafisa Collier to win MVP. You get that to plus money. Obviously, if you lose, you could always just make the MVP bet again. But these are just creative ways that you want to take that minus 250 and turn it into a different, a different number. I think with the Indiana-Dallas situation, and let's just look at it through the lens of Caitlin Clark, our guy Tyler Shoemaker makes that game a pick 'em. You want to take the Wings at home? Mm-hmm. I think it's a very intriguing bet to bet the Wings at home tonight as a plus money underdog. And I wouldn't even worry about the side. I would just bet the money line, or not the spread. I would just bet the money line. But I think the situation with Clark is so intriguing because we haven't seen her best stuff this year. And the only reason that I can fathom that she's still getting so much equity in the MVP market is because of exposure. And that opens up an opportunity. So again, while we don't like betting a minus 250, if a minus 250 really should be a minus 550, well, then I think you've got a pretty compelling reason to bet it. Individually speaking, Dallas, bad start to the year, 4 wins, but 7 against the number. So they're outperforming the market a little bit compared to what their straight up numbers have been. Whereas Indiana has been a 500 team, not only side, straight up, but also against the spread. So I'm not very comfortable with laying anything with them on the road tonight without their best player. There are some other intriguing WNBA games tonight, but I really think the Caitlin Clark MVP individual game numbers moving with her in, her out, I think it is a very fascinating handicap as we get into a WNBA season that there's value here, guys. And I know it's not the easiest watch sometimes, but if there's value, I really could care less.
Yeah, and the games I think they're entertaining because there's so much animosity out there on the floor. Like, they're really competitive. And what's really cool is that it's like a 44 game season to where every game actually matters. Yeah. Like, you can't just afford to just drop games like you can in the NBA. And I will say this before we get to Tyler Morales to talk about the Rocket Classic. The WNBA, I don't know if it's the dynamic of the league or if it's the amount of games that are played, but the fallen hero spots do not hit in the WNBA. Like, it just doesn't work out. Like, last night betting Indiana, I don't know what the reasoning is, because usually I think the reason why the fallen hero spot's been pretty valuable in like the NBA or even in the NFL for that matter.
Yeah,
Doc
in the
Rivers
NFL,
mentioned
they've
it
been
on the
really
Bill
good.
Simmons podcast. Like Doc Rivers talked about it on Bill Simmons podcast, saying like the toughest thing to do as a head coach was to motivate your team and get them focused when the opposing team's best player was out. It was always difficult to do that. And in an 82 game season, you would understand why. Like, hey, like, oh, like if you're playing let's say you're playing the Oklahoma City Thunder, SGA is out. Oh man, we don't have to deal with SGA this week. All right, man, we're good. It's no, you're not, because those other guys are going to pick up the slack, and they're going to be even more focused knowing that they have to try to pick up all the slack that SGA left behind. So like that's the tricky thing. It's almost like not that the team just rises to the occasion. That's part of it. But the other part of the equation is that the opposing team kind of lets off a little bit. There's like a little bit of oh, okay, like we'll have an easier night tonight, when in fact that they won't. In the WNBA, maybe the fact that it's a 44-game season, nobody's looking at it that way. They're saying, hey, we have to press the gas. They're out there, their best players out. Let's put our foot on their neck and let's go beat them, because that's how these things have been playing out so far. So just wanted to note that we're going to stop betting those fallen hero spots in the W because they have not been cashing for us.